Buenos dias, this is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele report, Astrology for the Soul, October 14th of 2015. I'm over here in La Ecovilla, this is across the street from where I'm going to be living here in the future. Got this little creek over here. It's absolutely gorgeous. And let's look at, some of the astrological aspects happening for this week. Some things are going on. I mean, that new moon was amazing over there in Libra. Absolutely powerful time. And now she's in Scorpio. And from Scorpio, she's moving on Friday into Sagittarius. And she's going to be conjuncting with Saturn over there in Sagittarius. And then she's going to be moving into Capricorn on Sunday. And on Sunday and Monday, she is going to be aspecting just about everything. Yeah, because we have this, powerful aspects happening still between Pluto and Uranus. So she's going to be aspecting Uranus. She's going to be coming into this great trine. And this is what's really going on this week, all week long. Mars is conjunct Jupiter. I was talking about it a little bit last week. And Venus is coming up to join. And they're going to be just hanging out together there. This is a really amazing time of Venus, Mars, Jupiter conjunction coming on, not just this week, but it's going to be, going on. I'll be talking about this a little bit more next week also. Besides that, it's like I say, this is all in trine to Pluto. So the moon's going to come up there into Capricorn and join together with Pluto and be in this great trine with Venus, Mars, and Jupiter over there in Virgo. We're talking Earth, yeah? Capricorn is Earth, Virgo is Earth. We got a lot of Earth coming along this time period. And this Venus, Mars, Jupiter is also in opposition. It's a loose opposition. Chiron is over there at 17 degrees of Pisces. And this conjunction's happening more at 14 degrees, but that's close enough. So we also want to talk a little bit about, what that indicates, what that means. Last but not least, we know that Mercury went direct. Yeah? And as such, it came back, is going back, and on Friday, it's going to be joining together again with the final time with Black Moon Lilith. Yeah? So we still have what's going on here is the north node of the moon is at 0 degrees of Libra, and this Mercury and Lilith are getting together around 3-4 degrees. So north node, Mercury, Lilith conjunction. I want to talk a little bit about that. The interesting thing is, the true north node of the moon is at 0 degrees of Libra from today until November 11th. I mean, it's hanging out, moving so slowly, right there at what they call, the cardinal cross. Yeah? It's the vernal, it's the autumnal equinox. So it's a very powerful point. Look at this tree over here. Alright, anyway, I'll find a spot to look at the camera here and talk about what this means, yeah? Okay, everybody. What can I say? I mean, what the mantra is about today and what these aspects are about for these couple of weeks. It's about work. Virgo is about service, sacrifice, and work. I mean, here it is. I mean, it's the rainy season. The roof is not done on my house. The Costa Rica workers are super slow. So I'm having to work on my house and get the roof done. It's like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm out here doing a Pele report. This is the earliest Pele report I've ever done. I'm still trying to wake up, figuring out now what the hell is going on, man. It's just been work, 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 work. It's been a blitz. Yeah? This time Jupiter expands whatever it connects to. Mars is action. Okay? And Virgo is work and get it done. And this is what I want to be talking about. You know, I'm really thinking of karma. And what is karma? And there are karmic times. You know, it's like, and even with the cycle of the moon, this is interesting because you know, I'm looking at this Jeffrey Green, the evolutionary astrology. You know, he's my teacher. The dual coexisting desires within the soul that are the source of all evolution is the desire to separate from the source and the desire to return to the source. So we have always got these two existing desires, and every choice that we make, everything that we do, every moment, we are in some way, shape, and form choosing to either return to the source or to separate from the source. And of course, when I first heard about that, you know, heard those teachings, it was like, oh, well, evolution is returning to the source. You know, it's like no more separation. I want to return to the source that created me. That would be my evolution. And yet, when we think about it, creation is us separating. It's masculine and feminine also, right? You know, it's like the desire to return to the source could be the feminine wanting to return, and the masculine is wanting to separate. And so I've always, you know, I had it in my head, you know, okay, well, am I separating, which is the process of individualization. Carl Jung talks about individuation. The planet Uranus moving through Aries is like individuate, become unique, find your original creative potential, get out there and do it. So I've been toying around with this, and then I'm thinking, and then all you got to do is, this is where nature, Saturn moving through Sagittarius now is our ultimate teacher, and it's natural law and it's nature. And all we got to do is look at the moon. The new moon. You know, now the moon is separating from, yeah, that new moon is the birth. It separates into the full moon, and then it returns back to the sun. So we have the phases of the moon, all have to do with, yes, separating, returning. We look at our breath and our breathing. You know, it's separating and returning. We look at the ocean tides. It's separating and returning. We look at everything, it's separating and returning. And so this makes it more complex. It's not just a simple, oh, if I want to evolve, I'm returning to source. I'm not separating. I'm not, you know, individuating. I am not, you know, getting into my ego and being selfish or you know, narcissistic or whatever, yeah? Kind of interesting. It really complicates the picture to say, well, there's a time, you know, to really separate. And if I looked at it, I thought about it, you know, the fire is the source. And we gather around the fire for light and warmth. And then we have to separate from that fire to go get some more wood and feed that fire. So there's also, again, you know, this separation and this return. And if I really think about it, Virgo, the time that we're in right now with this Venus, Mars, Jupiter conjunction happening in Virgo, this is one of those times. It's like we started. That was actually a Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Sun, Black Moon, Lilith, Mercury conjunction. You might remember it. Back in Aries in 2011, in April of 2011. That was, and that was the start of a new 12-year Jupiter cycle. So think back about the spring of 2011, really powerful time. And Mars goes around every 2 years. So again, you can go back to the last Mars-Jupiter conjunction. It was in early Cancer in 2013. And now Mars has gone around again, and it's joining together with this Jupiter in Virgo. And it's like every time this Jupiter is moving around, it's a 12-year cycle of expansion, of opening in concentric circles our consciousness to ever wider and wider, broader and broader truth, meaning, which is our connection to the rest of nature. It's got this tree right in front of me. It's just like so frickin' gorgeous, man. Oh God, I can't concentrate. So, this impulse that came in 2011 is now moving and moving and moving, and whatever starts in Aries comes around to Virgo. It's the 6th sign. It's kind of like the halfway point. It's like internal, subjective, get your act together, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and prepare. So this Virgo is this preparation, and it's a karmic time. It's like what you started now, it's time to like finish, complete, get it together in order to present it, yes, to the other, to society, to the partnership. It's like changing partnerships and relationships. Jupiter's going to go into Libra next year. So like this whole year, you know, I've been talking about it. It's like get your act together. And this means purge, purify, complete, give, contribute, organize, categorize, perfect yourself. And not just yourself, but your work projects. If it's an art, you know, artistic expression, if it's a movie, if it's a book, if it's a, you know, a healing center, this is, you know, this is really this time of organizing it and fine-tuning. It's like edit, 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 edit. And it can be grueling. It's a lot of work. It's like, whoa, I didn't know when I started this, or I had this idea, or I had this intention, that it was gonna like turn into this monster that I was gonna have to ride and tame and, you know, really get together. So it can be really challenging. This is a real challenging time where you can burn out and you can overwork and you can exhaust yourself, adrenal exhaustion. Mars is the adrenal glands, you know, and it's just like Jupiter wants more, 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 more. And what's opposite it? Chiron. Healing the wound of separation in Pisces, which is all there is, with no boundaries, no limits, and no separation. So this is a time where it's almost like this time where if you are out of alignment, or you are out of integrity, or the project you started is not a true expression of yourself or your destiny, or the relationship that you're in is not like really, you know, on this true course of your evolutionary path, you get smacked, you get whacked, you can end up in the hospital, you can end up, you know, broken, you can end up sick. It's like, you know, life is like, get on course, make it right, make it perfect, get it straight, get it together, da 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 da. You know, it's like, this is, you know, and it's, so it's really like, you know, like we're all in this funnel. You feel like you're in a funnel. We're getting squeezed, you know. So it is, you know, it's like, and it's time to finish what we started. That's what the mantra has to do with today. I am always choosing to evolve or not by leaving or sticking around. The time right now is to fully engage and not quit till the job is done. I'm always choosing to evolve or not by leaving or sticking around. The time right now is to fully engage and not quit till the job is done. I mean, it kind of rhymes, you know, around and done. Even had a hard time putting together the mantra today. It's like tough. And so what's the other aspect I wanted to talk about before we close? Mercury, black moon, Lilith, north node of the moon, conjunct in Libra. We're still dealing with these relationship shadows. And should I stay or should I go? And should I stick with this relationship? And this can be a relationship to my country, to my spouse, to my house, to my job, to my reputation. You know, we just attach to these things. We form relationships. You can relate to a tree or your garden or your creative project, your relationship to your creative project. And this Libra wants beauty, harmony, peace, non-confrontation. It wants relationship. So the shadow, black moon Lilith, the shadow of Libra is loneliness. The shadow of Libra, you know, is what's like keeping me out of relationship. And we've all been working with this for the last few weeks. Retrograde Mercury coming back over this. What's going on? Why is the relationship not like smooth and harmonious and just like automatically clean and clear like a beautiful pond? Yeah, with no wind and no waves. Crystal clear and clean, the mirror. Yeah? And it's necessary to really think. This is, you know, this is Mercury needing to think and then needing to communicate. Yeah? The underlying, it can be sexual issues, it can be my personal desires, it can be, you know, that my self-centered, you know, I mean, this is, and this goes with this Mars-Jupiter, this separation, individuation, you know, it's like, in order for me to discover myself in all of my greater fulfillment or fullness, you know, maybe this one little relationship isn't enough, or it's not complete, or it's not big enough, or it's not, I'm going to find myself by having 5 jobs, you know, by having 5, you know, relationships, by having, you know, 5 interests. So there's always this pull that Aries has, and Uranus is in Aries right now. This self-discovery, you know, wants to like really go out all over the place. And, you know, it's like the Lilith is, you know, there saying communicate, talk, share, go into the dynamics, the shadow of, you know, what you would be hiding or what you may be avoiding or not wanting to speak or share because you're afraid of ruffling the waters or messing up the relationship you're in. So it's also kind of a sticky time. And this also has to do with the Venus, Mars, Jupiter. This balance of the masculine and feminine and our sexual issues and our sexual needs, our sexual desires. It's all wanting to like clarify, you know, like clarified butter, you know, like get all that stuff out of there so it's pure. And we want our relationships, you know, to like really be pure. And so if there's anything, you know, holding back, you know, then it's like this can just be a time where shit emerges. You know, it just comes up or it comes out. Freudian slips. Oops, you know, or, you know, the discovery of this or that or the other thought or feeling or need or urge that the other has, or the other fear that the other has, you know, that you're in relationship with. So this is a time where it's, you know, it's really good to sit down and talk with the nitty-gritty and not get too lost with work or distracted with work, where I'm not talking and I'm not communicating and I'm not relating, I'm just working. I'm too busy working to talk right now. be careful of that one. Yeah? So we were choosing to evolve by staying or going. Sometimes going is, yeah, part of the evolution. And sometimes staying is. So what I'm saying is, it's not set that you should never leave, you know, or you should never quit, or, you know, it's like, you know, evolution involves, you know, sticking with this is, it's like every unique experience has to be approached in its own flavor, in its own way. I don't know if I'm being clear with that or not, you know. I mean, last point, I don't want to go on forever here, but the evolutionary stages, yes, of the consensus, the individuated, the spiritual. It could be physical, mental, you know, love, you know, spiritual. It's almost like you get a homework assignment. Goddess sends you out to do your homework. Go down to planet Earth and do this. So it's separate. And you come into this physical and you make something physical, like the Taj Mahal. You know, it's like an amazing physical work of art. And it required separation and cracking the stones and building that, you know, that temple, yeah, to the loved one. And so, you know, this is like a physical offering. And then there's the return. I offer this up. Virgo, I offer this up. And then we come back after another series of lifetimes in the individuated stage, which is more of the mental genius. And it's like Einstein, you know, comes along and figures out, you know, all, you know, E equals MC squared. And, you know, we figure out these mathematical, mental, you know, genius. So it's like that requires individuation and separation. And then there's the return and this, you know, this offering and this giving, you know, and so all those teachings go out to the whole universe and create, you know, nuclear power. But a lot more than that, yeah? And then we come back in the spiritual stage like Jesus Christ, you know, and it's separation. Comes, you know, into a physical body, separates. And so what I'm saying is, we have to separate. We have to do the masculine. We had to do the patriarchy. We had to, you know, and we also then need to return and do the feminine and offer back. And this is this Virgo time now. So our work doesn't have to be work. It just can be contribution. It can be offering. It can just be giving. And you know, healing is a service. So it's just like, it's all about this beautiful time where we have separated and come up with some unique thing, and now it's time to look what I've done. You know, it's like hand in your homework. Time to hand in the homework, class. Okay, so last time, if I can remember it again. Oh gosh, I am forever choosing or something. Yeah. Shit. I'm always choosing to evolve or not. I'm always choosing to evolve or not. By leaving or sticking around. Right now, the time is to fully engage and not quit till the job is done. May you succeed in all of your projects and all of your work. This is going on for, like I say, another couple weeks. Hang in there, perfect it, make your Taj Mahal, make your equations, you know, make your, you know, healing, whatever. You know, this is the beautiful, beautiful time now, and the presentation is going to be an outrageous celebration. Yeah. Venus, Mars coming together around Jupiter. It's a really beautiful time, so just don't overdo it. Namaste, aloha, so much love.